warm welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. We are live, large and in charge, baby. Now, growing up, we know that is tough enough, especially when you're in your teenage years and you come face to face with peer pressure. And often that peer pressure results in very poor decision-making that leads to major life-changing consequences. Now, one man who's dedicated a portion, and a good portion of his life at that, towards guiding the youth into making better decisions is a man who's an author. He's a motivational speaker. He's a former surfing champion, a man who's regarded as a godfather of surfing, so to speak, Mr. Shaun Tomson, who joins us this morning to speak about the power of inspiring the youth, a subject that is very, very close to his heart. And something that I just found out right now, he's the founder of one of my favorite brands from the 80s. I can't believe it. Sir, how are you?
Good to be here, Kev. Great.
It's like 5 seconds before we started this, just my brain just exploded a little bit. But let's quickly focus on exactly why it is that you're here and the wonderful work that you're doing. That you've spent a good portion of your life, like as you said, after retiring from competitive surfing, to be a motivational speaker to the youth and speak to them. And what is your message that you want to give to the youth?
Well, I'm out here in South Africa to launch my new book, The Code. So I'm doing a positive wave tour. I'm going to schools all around the country. We're doing about 50,000 students.
Yeah.
And the message is that kids can create their own future. And the basic ethos is what you will become. And I give these kids a little tool which is a way to focus and crystallize their commitment to the future. And they've got to write 12 lines. It's really simple. 12 lines. Every line begins with I will. Write it in half an hour and share it with the social media universe. So We're trying to create this positive wave. I've been to some great schools so far. I was at Rustenburg High School. It was amazing. At Camps Bay High School, at St. George's. And I've got a whole lot of high schools lined up. So we really want to create this positivity with youth, because they're going to be the future leaders of the country.
Yeah, and I love, just having read the back of the book very quickly, it says there's nothing more powerful than making a promise to yourself.
I see, you're not going to break that promise.
You're not going to break that promise to yourself. And this movement to want to inspire the youth was inspired by a very sad occurrence in your personal life, where in 2006, I believe,
yes,
you suffered a very big loss.
I lost my beautiful boy. My wife and I lost our beautiful boy, Matthew. He just made a bad choice. It was a terrible mistake that he made, and it really took my life and my wife's life in a different direction. We felt that the way to heal is to help others. So after that period, I started speaking at groups, I started speaking at organizations, and I've devoted a big chunk of my later life to talking to schools and talking to some of the biggest companies in the world about how do you motivate positive choice, how do you motivate positive decisions. I actually went back to university for a few years and finished my master's in leadership. Like, how can you positively influence and inspire others to make positive decisions?
Yeah, and we know how tough it is for parents out there, especially in the environments that children grow up in these days, to have that positive kind of mechanism and influence in their environment constantly. So if you were to speak to our parents right now that are watching this, what advice would you have to them or for them to ensure that their kids are making the right decisions, good decisions, that they surround themselves and put themselves in good environments?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One, I think it's really important that parents spend a lot of time with their kids. They connect with them not just on the superficial level, but at the spirit level. I call it talking in spirit language. I think another one is parents really need to be very involved in who their children select as friends, because that's a very, very important decision. Then a lot of kids have to come and make these big choices and decisions when the parents aren't there. So tell your kids, just when that decision comes to you, and it might be life and death, just think twice. And another thing I love parents to do with their kids, write your codes together, 12 lines. Every line begins with I will, and share that positivity amongst you as a family. And it's an awesome exercise. Hundreds of thousands of people are doing it, and it's getting terrific results.
Wow. Well, sir, thank you so much for what you're doing, what you are about to do in making such a massive positive change in the lives of young people out there in our country. And thank you for Instinct in the 80s. My very first wallet was from your brand, sir.
Yeah, and it's great. It's super awesome to be here. And if kids want to post their codes, it's indie.com/Shaun Tomson. We want to create a positive wave around the country.
There you have it. And you can also follow him on social media at Shaun Tomson. How's that for inspiration on this Wednesday morning?